Welcome to Hot Women Wanted.
We're three childhood best friends who have been through it all and talk about it all.
Everything from hot flashes to hot takes to hot topics. So come join us. Hi, hotties. Welcome to Hot Women Wanted episode 20.
Wow.
20.
Milestone.
Milestone.
Milestone. Listen, if you're doing an episode a week, we've done pretty much half a year.
Yeah.
Almost.
I mean,
Happy anniversary, Maddie's.
happy anniversary. Happy 20. Happy 20.
Happy 20.
We're
What a great
20.
year. What a great year that was.
Exactly.
Love 20.
Well, let me do a quick temperature check with you guys. How are you guys feeling? How the for those of us who are in menopause,
Yeah,
how are
not
the
Julie.
menopausal symptoms?
Julie,
I
mute yourself.
have my period, I will say.
I mean, Julie, honestly, for the viewers and the listeners, it's like you have your period every week. So perhaps something is changing. I don't know.
I have it.
I don't know. Are you craving steak 24/7? Because I fear for your iron levels. You're gonna turn into a vampire.
It's so true. It's so true.
But yeah, no. I mean, what can I say? It's the time of year where the seasons are changing, which is never great for my internal temperature settings and temperature, my internal thermostat.
Yeah.
Even though, I'm finding my footing again in the warmer weather. I'm finding I get very hot very easily.
Well, I have noticed that there were a lot of TikTok hotties who commented on my lip flip. Thank you.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining in. The pain is real. And I use straws. That is all of us. But anyway, I will say, I think I said this last time, but I will do it again. I can't wait to go back.
And I have to say, I might be right there behind you. Frozen lip or no frozen lip. I gotta get rid of
The lines are kind of gone. They're kind of gone. I mean,
Horrible irony of never having been a smoker, and I've got them. I mean, what is this? The indignity. I can't get a break. But I might be right behind you, Mare. Anyway.
all right. Well, let's go into, Cola, I think you've got the hot flashback this week.
I do have a fun hot flashback. Mr. Alistair might want to jump in because I'm going to tell it. It's a fun one.
Okay.
So this is our new segment, Hot Flashback, and I'm flashing it back to 5th grade.
Oh, God.
Where Strauss and I were known to like our Barbie dolls for a little too long.
I can't believe, because this was the one I was going to bring up. So, oh my God. Okay, good.
And we loved our Barbie dolls. So when we were doing a hangout after school in middle school, we would bring our Barbie dolls and we would put them in paper bags and we would staple them. So no one would know what they were. They were unmarked. So whether you had your lunch in a lunch bag or whether you had your Barbie dolls stapled together, they were sealed shut. And I'd look at Julie, I'd be going to my locker and I'd be like, she's like, do you have it? I'm like, got it. And like secretly put it in my knapsack, and then we'd go over to Julie's, nobody knew, and then secretly playing with our Barbie dolls way past middle school.
Happily. We played with our Barbie dolls but you know what? I think it breeds imagination. So I'm going to stand by it. But we honestly did. I think, Mary, you were probably already dating at that point.
I was reading and still playing Barbies in my room.
Ours were we were really late with it.
And we loved to play with like extravagant toys, right, Sals?
Yeah,
my
we
Barbies
did.
were having sex.
Yeah. I mean, there was boy-girl stuff going on for sure in 5th grade. Cole and I were clueless. I'm like, want to come over after school and play Barbies? I mean, happiest afternoons of my life. But seriously, and if anybody got near to that brown paper bag, it's like, oh, what do you have for lunch?
I literally had the fear of God in me. I was like, no one can find out what's inside this bag.
Please don't let me bring the wrong brown paper bag to the lunchroom, to the cafeteria. That's going to be awkward. Totally. And actually, another part of the Barbie story, Cola, was remember you got the Superstar Barbie? It was brand new. This is such so typical me. And we were playing at your house this day, and she had a diamond ring.
I just got it. It was Superstar Barbie. It came with this big diamond ring, and it was almost like a tack that fit right into her hand. She was like, "Can I play with it for next time, for the next round?" I'm like, "Okay." She wasn't playing with it for 2 minutes. She's like, "Oh, I lost the diamond ring." I'm like, "What?" And then the Barbie literally has a hole in her hand, a huge hole, never to be found again.
We scoured that house. We couldn't.
Brand new Superstar Barbie.
I mean, it was microscopic.
Yes. That was a really rough day. Cola, that took you a long time to get over. You were I lived in fear of Julie Rush. It was so
I was like, is she still a superstar Barbie if she doesn't have the diamond ring? Or is she just Barbie?
She's
I
Barbie.
know. It was like the Barbie like Dynasty collection or something ridiculous. Anyway, that's a good one. That's a good flashback. I love it.
That is a great
That
flashback.
was
I
on
love
my
it.
list too.
Okay, well, let's segue then into products. Strauss, you always have
Me
the greatest
again.
product.
Yeah.
You again.
You
Well,
have good ones.
listen,
You have good ones.
listen.
I know. I do have the most, and I love products. And I'm sticking with the makeup theme. First of all, I want to tell a very funny story that last week I was like, I don't know, is this? I don't if for those our regular listeners and viewers, our weekly hotties. I was like, I don't know, it's some brand. I was Instagram influenced, Makeup by Mario. Meanwhile, my daughters both were like, Mom, Makeup by Mario is like a really like I was saying it as if it was like some mom and pop shop like
That you discovered.
I know. I was like, I was Instagram influenced. Who even knows where this is made? Meanwhile, both of my daughters who are in their 20s now were like, Makeup by Mario is like a legit makeup brand. You were kind of disparaging. I was like, oh, I didn't mean to. And then my younger daughter was home this weekend from California, and we went to Sephora. They're like, you're not in the store 1 foot. There is a gigantic wall of Makeup by Mario. I was like, I had no idea. But anyway. Going to another very popular brand. So I think everybody can kind of see a theme here. And this is true for me. I do think it's tied to being this age. I really do. I don't have time. I'm going to say it. I don't have time for eyeshadow palettes. I don't have time for brushes.
I love eyeshadow palettes and I love brushes.
You do. I know you do, Jules. I just don't have the time for it. I don't have the bandwidth for it with the brushes and the mixing and I don't. I'm looking for ease of application. That's why I love that product. That's why I love that product by Makeup by Mario. So I'm going to talk about gloss. This is another one, French. Is it Glossier? Is it Glossier? Like, how do you pronounce it?
I thought it was Glossier.
Millennials, help me out.
It might be Glossier.
I don't know.
It's definitely not Glossier.
Help me out in the comments.
Should I look it up?
Yes, look it up.
How is it going to tell you in the
I'll say, how do I pronounce it?
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I do call it Glossier, but I don't think it is French. Anyway, I love this brand. I actually have a few things from this brand, but what I want to talk about today in terms of ease of application and use are, and I think these are relatively new.
It's Glossier.
Glossier.
I said
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you did.
Here again. What
You
the
totally
hell is this
did.
called? Oh, well. These are eyeshadow sticks. So I got 2 colors. One is like a shimmery, I don't know if you guys can see this. It's like almost like a cocoa brown.
No, you're not in the. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's
That's
really pretty.
Yeah.
This I put like on all over my lower lid,
Yeah.
and it just rolls up. By the way, unlike the lip crayon, who shall not be named, you do not have to sharpen this. There is no additional tool needed. This keeps rolling up until you've gotten to the bottom of it. So I love that. This color is called Riff. Is it Rough or Riff? Riff, I think. And then this is the highlighter one. It's like a lighter color. If you guys can see, it's like more of like a gold. And I put that in the crease and on the brow bone. It's like a little bit of a highlighter. 2 steps. You are done.
I love that.
Eyeshadow
I'll
is
buy
on.
those.
It does not crease. It does not come off. It is fabulous.
Is
I
that
love
Makeup
it.
by Mario also?
No, glass. Remember?
Mary, Glossier.
We just looked.
Brain fog.
You just spent so much time on Makeup by.
I know. I did spend a lot of time.
Mary, you just looked up how to pronounce Glossier.
No, I know. I just wasn't sure if it was part of the Makeup by Mario because you
No,
spent
it
so
is
much
not.
time on the
It
Makeup
is
by
not.
Mario.
But I can tell you, Makeup by Mario doesn't need my help. By the way, maybe I wasn't Instagram influenced. It is a major makeup brand. I am very happy with that product. But I'm telling you, I'm all about these like sticks and things,
Yeah.
wands. Make it easy. Throw it in your bag. You don't have to worry about the powder breaking, getting all over your bag. Love it. So get these, ladies. And great for travel. These are great for travel.
I actually might get those actually.
I'm a huge fan. There's a million colors. I just happen to pick like a darker brown and a lighter brown because that's what I would use normally.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
All right, good one, good one.
That's a very good one. Okay. Let's move into hot off the press.
You know that I'm very depressed about this hot off the press.
Yeah. Oof. This is a rough one for all of us.
Do you want to take it away, Cola?
Well, I will say with a heavy heart, I say with a heavy heart, with Garcelle quitting Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I was so upset.
Yeah.
I really was. I mean, I feel like you need her on the show. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
she's the one. Like, you don't have a show. If someone doesn't ask the questions, then you don't have a show.
Yeah.
Like if you let Kyle Richards run the show, there's no show.
There is no show because she's not ever being honest about her life,
No,
as I
there's
said
no
last
show.
week.
And then you're just gonna have
It's a huge loss.
lying Erica and Kyle. I mean, that's so boring.
I know. It's a huge loss to the show. Huge.
It's a huge loss. She really is, if anything, like almost like the moral compass for the show.
Yeah, I think so. And she knows, she's almost like she knows the questions to ask. And then it was shocking when we read about it. And then they said, she wants to pursue acting and everything. And then, people were like, really? Because they get paid close to $1 million.
Well, she did say also it's her twins' senior year of high school and she wanted to be available. Which
still fluffy. It's still fluffy. It's still fluffy for that kind of money.
Yeah.
And then reading further, and this is allegedly, but supposedly, and then, okay, no, I'm going to follow it up because then that announcement came out, and then the same night, Andy Cohen had Bose and Erica on Watch What Happens Live, and he's just like, oh, did you hear the news about Garcelle quitting? What do you think? And they both sat there in silence and didn't say one word. It was very awkward, very awkward. And
I think he felt very awkward about it too. I don't
it was
think
really weird. And then Erica got really catty and mean, and basically called Garcelle boring, and Bose did not stick up for Garcelle at all, and really was quite quiet about it. And then they had their giggles about it, and then Erica added more jabs to Garcelle. It was really disgusting. I actually turned it off because I was so annoyed by it. I thought it was disgusting. And then I thought to myself, I doubt she quit because now I'm like, something's going on here. Then kept on poking more. Now this is all allegedly, but what I heard was at the reunion, Garcelle gets very angry. We all saw that she walks off.
Yeah.
But supposedly, when they bring up the robbery again, Dorit's robbery.
Well, they brought up Garcelle brought it up again this season. In all fairness, she did, and that was shady. And it was shady when she did it. It was, but it's strange. That robbery has strange circumstances. Yeah, but that was last year's. That was last year's storyline. Then she brought it again into this season.
And then Dorit's like, that was really rude, and then they bring it up, and then this is what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true. We're gonna have to wait and see. Allegedly, Bose says during the reunion, if that was me, Dorit, I would have sued Garcelle.
No, what she said was, I would have sued you for defamation.
Oh yeah, that's what I said, for defamation. And I think that really pissed off Garcelle, because after the reunion, Garcelle tweeted, "Not all skin folk are kinfolk," meaning the same colored skin. And so people were like, was that a jab at Bose? No one knew.
We still don't know. We will find out. We will find out when we
want to. She's mad at everybody. I mean, I don't know. I heard she's mad at Sutton as well. I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure she's mad at Sutton as well. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot to find out at the reunion to see how it all went down.
And I imagine, like a lot of reunions, it's like a lot of things, and that was probably, if that is what happened, and it's an if at this point when the reunion hasn't aired, if that is what happened, that was probably the straw that broke the camel's back. My sense is that Garcelle had a tough reunion. Listen, she said a lot of stuff in her testimonials. She did, which is what we love about her. That's what Cola just said, which is the truth. She's a truth teller. She is.
And she's funny, and she says it as it is.
She says it as it is, and she does it in the moment too, but she definitely does it in her testimonials. And so, that's always kind of where Andy goes back to in a lot of these reunions. It kind of gets the fires going. Yeah. And when you have watched the show, and then you're watching who you think is your friend saying these things in a testimonial. Yeah. So my sense is she had a rough reunion.
I think she's probably had a rough reunion. I also saw during the season, she was kind of heartbroken by Sutton. She.
Oh, I thought that I was disappointed in Sutton. I'm closing my window because it's loud.
I was kind of heartbroken by Sutton. I think Sutton.
I was disappointed in Sutton, and I like Sutton. I was very disappointed. Very disappointed.
I think for Garcelle, once she shows up at that reunion, she's probably my go-to person on this show.
Can't count on.
Really let me down. Check, right? She probably was feeling a lot of things, and then whatever happened at that reunion just was this is not worth it.
Yeah. And I will tell you, when I was watching it, I was very upset, and I didn't finish it. The Watch What Happens Live I'm talking about. Obviously, I haven't seen the reunion. So when I was watching the Watch What Happens Live, I was really annoyed by it. I'm like, this is gross. It really upset me. I'm like, this is disgusting. I don't like this. This is not... This Garcelle's too amazing for this.
Mean girl behavior.
That was very mean girl. And I thought maybe it was me in a bubble. No, because I heard on Twitter, it was the people were going crazy against Garcelle and Bose, and so much so that Bose the
No,
next
you
day,
mean Erica and Bose.
well, who was I saying?
You said Garcelle, but it was
Oh, no,
Erica.
no, that Erica and Bose really got it on Twitter. Like, people were really upset for Garcelle, so much so that Bose, because she's in marketing and she knows how to spin it, the next day she did a post for Garcelle, like, we're really going to miss you. But everyone said it seemed very much like an afterthought.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt for the minute. Like, we haven't
Yeah, we
even
don't
seen
know.
the reunion yet.
Well, that's what people were saying. I don't know. I didn't even see I just read about it. I just all read about this. But supposedly that's what went down.
And you know what? What a shame, because in all honesty, I feel like both of them actually were the best quote unquote characters on the show, her and
agree.
Bose.
I
I think they
agree.
brought such a great dose of reality.
I
I think they said it like it was. Bose did as well.
Yeah.
She even called out Dorit in the second to last episode when Sutton was apologizing. Her own best friend, like they're really besties, I think. And
Yeah.
was like, she's apologizing, like she's strong. You know, like
Yeah,
it's a
I
shame.
agree.
This
I
is
really
how-
I like both of them. I think, listen, Bose is newer, so Garcelle is a bigger loss because we love her and we've grown to love her for years.
Yeah.
But I think Bose is a super strong character too, and I love that she's there. I hate losing Garcelle. I really
I
do.
don't think, for me personally, if you're not gonna like, if Bose is with Erica and Dorit, and then there's nobody like to counter that, there's no show. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. If you don't have a balance, you don't have a show. So that's not good.
I think
Yeah,
this is a
that's
pretty
right.
bad forecast for next season, because let's be honest, even with all of this, it was not a great season.
No, it wasn't. It was not a great season. It started off
wasn't.
strong. Started off strong. We thought it was gonna be great, and then it just fell apart.
It's
It
it.
really fell apart, and the last episode was like it was such a dud of a finale. There was nothing, and then they
I know.
brought the cameras back up to let Erica sit in her kitchen and talk about that judgment against Tom Girardi. It's like, and now she's being sued. I mean,
Oh
I guess
my
that's-
gosh,
she's
let's
being
move
sued.
into
That's the
that.
next
Let's
one
move
off the
into
press.
that.
That's when they should have the cameras up for that.
They should have the cameras up for that.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh, like it's all back. It's all back.
It's
Yeah.
all back, and it's the person, it's like the lawyer who's handling his bankruptcy and like his estate, and who represents all of the other people who are still waiting in line for their money and haven't gotten it. They're all coming after Erica. So listen, I know nothing about the legal stuff, but doesn't feel great to be sued for $24 million that you don't even have
No.
1 inch of that. So
No, as she's redoing her, is it a
Yeah.
rental?
yeah.
She's
Yeah,
redoing-
rental.
You know,
The
she should
rental.
like zip
Cool
it.
house.
Honestly, I agree. I feel like this is not a great forecast. Like we talked about this offline during the week when in our group chat. It was like maybe they need to revisit this whole cast and shake
Yeah.
this up. I don't know.
Yeah. Although, I mean, I do think like it would be interesting to see Erica face these new set of charges and like
Yeah.
how she handles it. You know, I
But
think
then it's like, then you definitely want Garcelle in the They should throw Garcelle a lot of money. I mean, like, please come back. At least mid-season, you know?
I bet you anything
I
Andy
agree.
tried. I bet you he tried everything that he could. And I think somebody somewhere, maybe she did in her recorded thing, was like, who knows, I might pop up. You might see me at some of the parties. And
Yeah.
I think they'll try to get her on the air as much as they can.
yeah, I agree.
I
I mean,
know.
we need her.
Big bummer.
But you know what? What I hope is that if they don't shake up the cast or do anything like that, that somebody steps up into that role that hasn't been in that role. You know, in groups that sometimes happens. It's like somebody takes on that role and then they leave, and then somebody else has to fill it. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
somebody jumps into that role. I know.
For me, it's like a whole. For me, it's like, I kind of liked it for, I mean, I do. Like, she was my favorite person, so it's a little bummer.
It is a
All right.
bummer. It is
It's
a
big
bummer.
It's a
I
big
agree.
bummer. Big news this week, but
That was the big one. Do we want to, is there anything else? I mean, on our list, the
really.
Remy Bader thing, do we care?
Not really.
No.
I don't really know enough about her. I mean, I really don't. But it's a big uproar. I mean, I know who she is, and but
All right. Well, let's move then into the hot seat, and I think we covered the Erica Bose thing on Watch What Happens. So let's move right into our other hot seat, which
it's me again.
is one of our own.
It's me.
one of-
I'm the problem. It's me.
It's one of our own. I hate to say.
Big shocker, everybody. For everybody who follows us on TikTok. It's a surprise. First of all, Mary, you cursed me because about a second after you said, yeah, I'm bringing you in. Not but bringing you in nonetheless. You cursed me. You were like, I cannot get over the fact that you know everybody's names. I was like, breaking my arm, patting myself on the back. Then I proceed to go into a whole section of our podcast where I am saying the name Chelsea, and I mean to be saying Chloe, who's with Greg Gary. So that was my first mistake.
From
And then
White Lotus.
Then I start peddling complete and utter rumor, which, by the way, I did hear on another podcast. I did. It was not my original idea, so they were wrong too. I'm not going to shout them out. We're not looking to make enemies in the podcast space. However, I did hear it on somebody else's podcast, but I completely shouted out a complete and utter lie, essentially, that Chloe, the character Chloe, played by Charlotte LeBon, was Simon LeBon's daughter from Duran Duran. Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. I'm 1,000,000% wrong. We realized it in the pod, but the clip that went up on TikTok only shows me blabbing this out as if it's the God's truth.
You could thank your other hottie Cola for that.
Yeah. I'm like, wow. I almost was and by the way, for everybody on TikTok, you will see I did comment on my own TikTok.
You did.
I almost was going to say, like, Cola, you did me dirty with that one. God damn it. If I only knew how to do the social media. I only knew. That was rough. And people were up in arms. I think the first comment was like, wrong on every level.
Julie, we should read it.
Wait, do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, let's pull it up. Pull it up.
It was literally horrifying. It was like, this is wrong on every level. The character's name is wrong. It's not Simon LeBon. Anyway.
Okay, I'm pulling it up. So, I will read.
Alone. While you're pulling it up, I must say I am not alone, because there was somebody on TikTok who apparently is like an influencer. He's a guy who always has like a baby in a baby carrier. And this week he was like, oh yeah, Craig's new girlfriend is this girl, Danielle Buffett, which is the name that's come out of Craig Conover from Southern Charm. And he's like, Jimmy Buffett's daughter. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense.
No, I was like,
Sure
did
enough.
you know?
I'm like, fair enough.
Oh, you
Not
got a
Jimmy
really
Buffett's
nice
daughter.
comment too. Okay, so the first comment, I'm going to read the comments. There aren't that many, so it won't take me that long. The first comment from one of our hotties, Jennifer, said, wrong on so many levels. First,
That's the one.
it's not Chelsea that is played by Charlotte LeBon. Next, she's Canadian, not British. And finally, Simon LeBon is not her father. Her father is named Richard.
Yeah, we know. We found that.
Second is another one of our hotties. No, sorry, it's the actress who plays Chloe's, whose last name is LeBon, but she isn't related to Simon. And then comes in our very own Julie Strauss-Greeley. Yes! Lots of exclamation points. My bad. Caps all lock. The brain fog is real. Was calling her Chelsea, meant Chloe, and zero relation to Simon LeBon. Apologies. And then we have another hottie who came to your defense and said, as a 46-year-old woman in perimenopause, this is very real. My sister and I have these conversations and screw up names and details all the time.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now that's a true fan. That's a true one. That's a real
Yeah,
one.
true blue. True blue.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah.
did come in very vicious, but I didn't allow it. It's like they were like, what do they know? How did this fall on my For You page? It's clueless. It's like,
Wait,
what? Should I find it?
Yes!
We landed on somebody's For You page?
And they were so mad. Wait, hold on.
Did you know this?
I had no idea. I kind of think that's really great, though, that we're showing up on For Yous. Isn't it?
Hold on. I'm not sure if I can find it now.
Oh, Jules, why didn't you let it through?
Wait, isn't that kind of a good thing, though, that we're showing up on a For You page?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't just give that to anybody.
They don't?
I mean, it's not just us in this scenario.
Oh my God, Julie Cola, you have to find that. Why didn't you
Hold
let
on.
it through?
No, I think if she blocked it, it might be gone. I don't know.
I didn't block it. I just didn't open it. I just saw it once, and I'm like, that's a little mean. Wait.
Julie's just
After you hung me
I
out
was
to
like,
dry.
Julie really took a hit today. I don't know if we can handle it. Wait.
Look at that. Julie Cola, the Tin Man, actually does have one.
Hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm like, after you strung me up on my ankles.
I literally thought when I played it the first time, I was like, wait, she had to have put the part in where you
I know,
collect
like-
yourself.
It didn't come out. I couldn't. It wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? Like when you do the
Couldn't get it.
prompts.
Mary, I had the same feeling. I was like, surely there's going to be the
I
part
did it
where
again. I was like, wait, mine stopped.
Oh, wait,
too
I'm on the
early.
wrong one. Hold on. I'm on the wrong one.
Oh, okay.
oh God. See what we're dealing with here. We are just barely making it into Spot Space. We might be losing precious moments.
Okay, here's the one. Here's the one. Ready?
I'm scared.
Oh God.
I'm gonna approve it. You said I should approve it, right?
Yeah, approve it.
Well, you don't have to approve it if you're going to read it out.
Approve
Okay,
it.
hold on. I just approved it. It's vicious. Wait.
Notice the glee in her voice.
Oh, wait. I approved it, but it's for some reason I can't see it.
Wait, let me see if I can see it.
Maybe somebody who moderates the For You page took it off because it was so mean. Is it meaner than bitter?
Thank you.
It's filtered by TikTok. Their AI is like, yikes.
Oh, I think somebody in like TikTok security somewhere is like, we better protect this middle-aged
You
woman.
know what? You know what's the funniest part of all of this? Out of the three of us, okay,
I can't get
the
it.
two of us getting like the negativity is hilarious.
And Cola is like Teflon Don. Nobody is commenting on anything she says. It's like
Yes.
you and me.
Yes.
You and me. Anyway, that's all.
Well, read it out loud, Cola. Can you read
It
it?
won't do it. I keep on hitting review. Can you do
Oh.
it? Review comment?
No, I can't see it, but can you read it?
It won't come up.
It won't.
Every time I hit it.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we have
All
to
right.
move on.
Well, let's move on, guys. That's
Okay,
a good.
let's move on. Okay, so let's go into hot topics, and let's start. Well, we really did Housewives of Beverly Hills. Is there anything more to say
Yeah,
about
I don't
that?
think-
I don't think we have to do any more Beverly
All right,
Hills.
okay.
Survivor, beautiful Survivor.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my gosh.
What a moment.
What a moment! I
I
saw.
gotta say, when Jeff got choked up, that was it. Waterworks for me.
Me too.
Seeing him cry.
Guys, remember I watched it before you. I told you I was sobbing. Remember, I was like,
Yeah.
"You're not going to believe this."
Seeing him cry, he couldn't even get the sentence out. Like it was so.
I know.
I was like, oh my God, is Jeff crying? Like
It was so because he's Joe and Eva. That way he was watching after her. I mean, his eyes did not. This is
Never left
Survivor.
her.
This is the latest episode of Survivor. We're talking about Joe and Eva, the challenge where Eva suffers from autism. The only person who knew about it was Joe. They had to separate. They were first in the same tribe. Then they separated tribes. But like a true dad, he never ever took his eyes off of her. When she was struggling in a challenge, she had a breakdown, and everybody was helping her through it. They thought, but she really needed him. And I listened to Jeff Brooks' podcast, and he said they asked her ahead of time if you should have a breakdown, do you want us to come in, like our people to come in? She said no, I don't want that. I want to do it myself. And she's like, I really want to advocate for myself. I do not want your people coming in. So they knew not to. But he said when she was struggling, he knew Joe could help her. So he broke the rules because when they were in separate tribes, he wasn't supposed to go over to her. But he's just like, I knew she needed him, so I broke the rules.
I mean, it was so lovely, and there have been so many now interviews with the two of them, and they're so sweet too. And he's like, she's my best friend. I mean, they're
Like, we're family.
said
And
that-
you know, her parents must love him.
Oh.
yeah, he said she is forever part of my family now.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
sweet. It
I'm
really
like-
was a lovely moment. Such
It
a-
was a lovely moment. It's a real moment in humanity. It's like
Yeah.
really,
It was a teaching moment for the country.
yeah.
He was
And
like,
also
he
just
was like,
such
this
a
is-
great visibility for autism and
I
people
know.
anywhere on the autism spectrum, and how amazing it is that she's so honest about everything.
And she explained it so well. You know what I mean? Like, this is how I struggle. This is how I advocate for myself.
Yeah, and she was
And
really good about saying, "This is what I need you to do." If you
Yeah.
see it
And he
happen,
was like, if this was my daughter, I would want somebody to step up
take
and
care of her. Yeah, yeah.
So
What a
sweet.
guy!
What a guy! What a guy!
gem! A gem of all gems.
I mean, he's not going to win now, but
no.
Well, I know, either will she, because people will know that's, how vicious
Yeah.
they are in Survivor. They're so cutthroat. They know
Right.
with that story now out, it
Yeah.
could be a slam dunk to the money.
Yeah.
totally.
There
They
were some really lovely people on this one too. Like I love, this is terrible because I can't remember his name, but the person who suffers with his language,
Oh,
with
the
his
stutter.
stuttering.
Yeah.
And he speaks about it so.
he does.
Well, Jeff wanted to help him too, and he's like, "No, Jeff. Remember, Jeff's like, how should I handle this?" He's like, "Let me just get through this."
Try to
Yeah.
get it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, Jeff did say, "Do you need help?" And he's like, "Nope."
Yep.
So interesting,
Um,
really, really good. But still too many people, I think, on the show for us to. The
going
teams are too
going
big.
from this beautiful moment to the dark, dark saga of White Lotus.
Ooh.
White Lotus. And though, okay, let's move on to White Lotus.
White
Let's do
Lotus
it.
episode 7, which was entitled "Killer Instincts."
Killer Instincts.
Does anyone have it?
Yeah, I think so. But did
No.
you love this episode? I didn't
Yeah.
love it.
I
No,
thought
I
it
didn't
was like
love
a
Loved this
like a
episode.
nothing- it was an in-between episode.
I
I was
also
a little
felt
disappointed.
like I feel like a lot of this stuff is dragging on. You know what I
Like,
mean?
I don't
Like,
need to see Tim take more lorazepam. You know.
and I don't need to see Tim have another fantasy about shooting his family that now includes Saxon, and I don't need to see. I feel like the Belinda storyline is like
Yeah,
move
it's
this,
dragging.
move some
Dragging.
of this along. The guy talk storyline, I felt like maybe this. I don't know. Was last season 8 episodes? It wasn't, right? It was 7 or 6.
I don't know.
One of the podcasts I listened to was saying this is the longest season he's done, and maybe he doesn't need to do. 8.
Yeah, I agree. It was a filler. It felt like a
It
filler.
felt like a filler, and it's such a good season. Except, you know who didn't feel like a filler? The Friends. That was solid.
That was solid.
That was solid.
That Friends were
That, like, every second of that dialogue was good. It was like I didn't want to miss a minute of it. You know.
yeah.
Right, and
That
it
was.
was
They were perfect. They were perfect.
Yep.
I felt like the Radcliffes dragged on. I felt like, and I love Walton Goggins, but like I felt like that storyline. I was kind of like,
Yeah.
It was such a disappointment. Also,
Yeah.
like
Although I thought it was funny. I was laughing when he was talking to
they were so ill prepared. But I'm kind of like, if these guys are so good, like would they be that ill prepared to meet with her?
No, it's very unrealistic.
he
And
handled
also,
it so well though. It
but
was
the
so
thing I
funny.
don't get, well, that's because it's like I cannot get enough of you know who. But
Sam
like,
Rockwell.
yeah, Sam Rockwell. But the thing that I don't get is like, let's play this out, right? Okay, so he pushes the old man over in the chair. Hopefully and presumably he's not severely injured. We have no like. Is he the dad? Is he not the dad? Did he know the dad? Did he kill the dad? Like we don't have any resolution.
That's not his dad's alive. That remember they did the whole picture thing like they did with Tanya. Remember in
Yeah.
White Lotus 2, she saw the picture of Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did the same thing last night. He saw the picture.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's, you know.
But in the moment, Rick gets no resolution. Then they run off the property. The security guards are there who are guarding this guy's life and this couple. They say, "Oh, the old man fell. You better go after him." And they literally run. So there's 2 security guards. You think one wouldn't be going after them and being like, "This is ridiculously suspicious behavior." So what is Rick's plan? Like he's going to go back to the hotel that's owned by this couple, the old
Right.
man that he just pushed over?
Exactly. It doesn't make sense. So he
Yeah.
is going to go back. Then those security guards, when they see them, that's when Tim's going to think the police are for him. And Walton Goggins is going to think they're there for him. And then Greg is going to, you know what I mean? Everyone's going to think those police guards are for them. And that's when the mishap is going to happen.
Okay.
I guess.
And the wrong person will get shot.
What we did last night is we went back and after the episode we watched the first few minutes of episode 1 again
That's a good
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
just to kind
Right.
of just see.
So
And
what'd you
honestly,
think?
well, it's a lot of gunshots.
Yeah.
Like it is a
Yeah.
lot of gunshots. Like Zion and the therapist are working one-on-one, the meditation therapist, it's 1 gunshot. Then there's a pause. They both are like, what was that? Then there's a second gunshot.
Okay.
Then she or he, one of them, realizes it's a gunshot. Then then like the glass behind him shatters. She runs out of the little meditation cubicle. He goes into the water, like into that water thing.
That's right.
And it's a ton of gunshots, like a lot. So it's like open, like it's like a gunfight is what it
yeah.
is.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt this White Lotus moment because now the comment from TikTok has come up. And I'm going to read it. This is from Julie's misidentifying
There we go.
Chloe Chelsea as Simon LeBon's daughter. And this person, Elix, says, "Do you even know how to Google? Jesus, so many wrong facts. I'm so annoyed. This is on my For You page."
Oh my God.
Oh my god! The only thing I can hope
I'm like, welcome to Hot Woman Wanted Eek. Eeks.
honestly, I hope I keep showing up on that person's For You page.
Jules, you're killing our brand.
Me? I know. Wait, aren't I the brand? Like brain fog. Like what?
Brain fog. Well, that one woman was so nice. She did say brain fog. She was
Good.
And now I did allow the comment, which I won't be responding to.
And Stones, everybody. I mean, what can I say? Get your own podcast, Eek.
By the way, I know it's like, so it's on your, you know how many things show up on my For You page? You know what I do? I just pass them by. Swipe up. You don't have to comment.
Honestly,
Oh my
exactly.
God! Listen, I think
but
that
anyway.
I think that might be beat bitter.
Yeah, it might be bitter. I might be at the top. I might be at the top of the hot seat now. All right, back to White Lotus. So
Just you wait till somebody goes after Cola. Cola. I'm just gonna warn our fellow hotties. Cola strikes back.
No, I know I'm not. I'm the one monitoring the social media.
I'm just
Because
saying.
we're all the brand. We're all the brand. It's one
You
name.
don't enjoy it, and you tend to strike back.
I'm trying to play nice with the people on TikTok. I'm trying.
All right.
You're doing
Back
a
to
very
White
good job.
Lotus.
You're doing a
Back
good
to White Lotus. Okay, so the Rick and Chelsea, that was totally unsatisfying. I have to say, I know I'm a broken record singing the praises of Patrick Schwarzenegger. I am loving this acting. I am loving this character. It's like, I feel for Saxon. Like, now all of a sudden you really feel badly for him, where he's like, I'm not one thing. Like, I can be different things. And the speech with his father, he's like, I'm nothing if I'm not successful. I don't have anything else. Like, all my eggs are in your basket, which I love. I love being Tim Ratliff's son, but like, I'm nothing if I'm not.
Well, that's sort of like the whole death thing. You know, are they going to do a Jim Jones and everyone's going to drink that shake at the end? You know what I mean?
Well, there was one of the podcasts, the Ringer podcast that I listened to, who also perhaps lent me some false information, but they did this really good thing, which is the Saxon character Buddha? Because the whole, like the actual person Buddha was actually somebody named Siddhartha. Siddhartha was somebody who engaged in all kinds of like debauchery, like too much drinking, sex with everybody, like that was Siddhartha. And then Siddhartha becomes Buddha, like he reaches enlightenment, he changes his ways, and he becomes the Buddha, and is like the whole embodiment of spiritual enlightenment.
Then that means Saxon's gonna stay.
Right. So
we all know that Porter's not. She could, once the you know the thing was leaking and
Right.
she's her mom was right.
like she went into the room basically, I think, to say to Lachlan,
Let's get out of here.
This
Yeah.
is the worst. Let's get out of here. And then Lachlan is like, I think I love it. I'm gonna stay.
But I don't think he's gonna
Well,
stay.
I was listening to on the way home today. I was just trying to look up their names. I don't remember their names, but they're the two producers of Watch What Happens Live, and they're on Radio Andy, and they were talking about White Lotus, and they were like, I can't. It's gone too far. It's the whole thing has like I just stopped watching. Like I watched that episode of the brotherly kiss, and I'm done. Like it went over a line. Both of them said it. They were like, I'm done with this. It's too much. And who's the guy? Who's the creator again? What's his name?
Mike White.
Mike White. He's
Mike White.
obsessed with Southern Charm, which draws them in because they
Yeah.
love Southern Charm. And they were like, I'm done. It's too much.
Yeah, but on Las Culturistas, Bowen and Matt, they did I Don't Think So Honey, and they did their I Don't Think So Honey on people who have that theory, because they're like, when you were watching Game of Thrones, you were enjoying those incest scenes, you were raving about it. Now that it's now that it's gay incest,
Two males.
yeah, they're like,
Okay.
now,
Versus
now that they're not into it. They're like, you were loving it on Game of Thrones, so there's that one.
Well, listen, I mean, we talked about it last week. I really don't know how this family comes back from that. Like, leaving aside the monastery and leaving aside Tim Ratliff losing all of his money. Like, truly, if you think about... Because remember, Mike White ends all of his shows the same way. He shows them...
Which Julie is
so
that?
sorry. It's a favorite. I'm silenced, but it's a favorite. But, you know, he shows the beginning of them coming, and then he always shows everybody leaving. So it's like, they're like, okay, people are getting out of this resort and getting off leaving Thailand. Like, how does this family even move forward after this has happened? Like, these two brothers know this has happened.
They
So
can't.
I think one of them's going to stay. I think the whole Buddha thing. I think he'll be the surprise one to stay.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying that in like the character arc, like he is Buddha. He was Siddhartha. So I think that's really interesting. Now, the other thing, which I thought was really good, or not that I think it's so good, it's like, okay, let's talk about Valentin and the Russian guys. And so Guy Talk realizes, yes, in fact, they are the Roberts, which we all knew all along. Everybody put that together.
Right.
Here's my thing. Is Guy Talk going to think that Lori's in on it?
No, I don't
She's
think so.
with them and like...
No, I think he knows. He knows those guys distracted him. He knows that. He has that memory in his head when they distracted him. He knows what's his face, Valentine. They work together.
So he knows, but is he going to think that Lori was in
maybe.
on the robbery? Like,
I don't think he's going to think that.
and that she gets somehow shot?
No,
Me?
I don't think it's Lori. I don't think Lori's gonna die. I don't think Lori's gonna die. I think maybe the pretty, the pretty.
Jacqueline?
By accident. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be
Mook?
the
Jacqueline?
Mook?
by
Oh,
accident
Mook?
he might shoot her. I think he's gonna go to shoot, try to be a hero, and by accident he might shoot her. That's what I think.
The
Mook
person
or
in the
Jacqueline?
water's the person in the water's too big. We stopped. We like freeze framed it. You can't see their face, but they're like a big form. They're,
Well, Zion.
Belinda.
no,
Zion.
Zion's the one in the water. No, Zion's in the water. The body floats by him.
Oh, the body floats by him.
It's like a big person.
I think he'd have a bigger reaction if it was his mother. He'd be screaming.
Yeah, no, it's a
It's
slight.
probably one of the Russian guys,
Maybe.
which is
Maybe.
anticlimactic.
That
But
would be very anticlimactic.
yeah.
Listen, I think a lot of stuff last night was anticlimactic.
Oh
I do.
yeah.
I did too.
I do too. I mean, like the Lori scene, whatever. Okay, like, we're just not getting. Like, how did we go through that whole thing with Rick and then he didn't even get the answer? Like, I was so annoyed by
Well,
that.
he
I really was
got,
so annoyed.
he
by
got
that.
the answer. The answer was just anticlimactic. It's kind of like
And also, he was an old, frail man. So all
Yeah.
of a sudden, like
That
he
was
didn't have the killer instinct. All of a sudden, it was like, what am I doing? You
So
know,
everybody's talking
right.
about the scene where he and Frank are out partying and Frank's doing all the drugs and it's the prostitutes and everything else, and he's sitting back on the couch smiling. And so everybody's like, well, what's he smiling about? Like, is he smiling because he got the answer that he needed? Is he smiling because he realized like he doesn't need the answer anymore? Is he smiling because he's just like, you know what? I'm just bad because I'm bad. Like, I can't blame this on somebody else. Like, what is that about?
yeah.
But also, it's a whole thing about. I don't know if this is even it. This is top of my head, but they keep on talking about watching sex. You know what I mean? Like I was sitting back and you watching, and then Greg's
Yeah,
fantasy
that
was
whole
to
thing
watch.
was crazy.
So is he going to sit back and just like he's so fucked up now? He's going to sit back and now he's going to watch him in an orgy? Maybe that's it. I don't know. Like he's not going to participate. He's just going to watch.
And also, that's another part I felt bad for Saxon when she was like, so will you, when Chloe was like, so, will you do it? And he's like, have sex with you? So he can watch? He was like, no. Like,
I'm glad he didn't do it. For a second, I thought he was going to do it.
No,
Me
no,
too. That would've-
and
that would've
then he's
been-
like, I'm not that kind of person. Like,
But he is that kind of person. He just
but I don't think he is. Like, I think he's like a typical.
He was on drugs. You know what I mean? I think his brother is more.
Yeah, like I think he's a bully. I think he's all bluster and all
Yeah.
like talk like, oh, I'm like a bro
Yeah.
and I drink and I work out and here's
I
my
think there was
protein shake.
irony in that statement that I don't do that kind of thing, and he had just kissed his brother and got jerked off by his brother.
I don't think so though. I think he's actually of all the kids, he's the sweetest. Like he's the most pure. I really do. I'm now onto this theory that he's
Or the more true to himself.
yes. Like she's full of shit, Piper, with her like Loewe dresses and her Celine like straw bag and like, oh yeah, she's gonna
Yeah.
go to a monastery, right?
Yeah.
Lachlan is all over the place. It's like I feel like he is really the most true. And do you guys? This is the other thing that's being discussed online, really quick. Like, do you think like when Chloe was teaching him about meditation, like that she felt something for him, and that's why she was like, okay, you got to go, like that she was almost going to fool around with him?
No.
I don't know. I think she thought like for a second they had like I don't think she would fool around, but
I just said Chloe, and I meant Chelsea.
don't tell Eek. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh God,
Yeah.
the Chelsea Chloe of it all. It's killing me.
Guys, we're getting tight to time now. It's 42
Okay.
minutes.
Okay. Let's.
So
let's
that's White Lotus.
That's White Lotus,
Next week is a 90-minute finale.
Okay,
Okay, I'm
we'll
excited
definitely
for
put
that.
some time aside for that.
and that's Sunday night, right?
Yeah, Sunday night.
Okay. Perfect.
All right.
Okay. Let's
Anything-
move on. Let's do a quick, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes. Southern Charm.
No,
Summer
not
House.
Southern Charm. Not Southern Charm. Let's do Summer. Not something's on Southern Charm, right?
Well,
Southern.
the combo.
Southern Charm had their reunion. Meh.
I just think Summer House, Jesse, and the Tosum.
Oh,
What was that?
that was. I don't know. I don't know what to say about
I
that.
don't know what to say about that,
I'm not
Jesse.
I'm not a Lexi fan, but like I don't blame her. If
I
that's
don't
what
blame her either.
Me
you're gonna
neither.
get pissed about, go for it, girl.
Yeah.
You have
And
every
he also
right
was-
By the way, if you think that's all that happened in that room,
Right. And by the
you're a
way,
moron.
he's flirting with Sierra so much that
Ugh.
Lexi does have a right to be like a little too much.
Yeah, no, it's too much. It is too much.
And
And
if she didn't, then when she watches the season back with all
Yeah.
the rest of us, she's gonna
Yeah.
be like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
and what's the guy's name? Emerald. We all know Emerald likes to do threesomes, and like he's having a threesome. You're gonna walk in on that? Who walks in on a threesome? Not wanting to participate.
I
Like
don't know.
that's
Apparently, he
Right.
was really, really drunk, and Jesse said he's like, I was like hammered. Like I don't even remember walking into the room. I
sure you don't. Sure, Jan.
Just saying. It's a
You
little
remember your toes getting sucked and whatever
it's a little
else?
bit like Lachlan and Saxon.
Yeah.
I don't remember a thing about
Yeah.
last night. I just
Exactly.
remember
Maybe he took some White Lotus Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
blacked out.
Yeah.
Not a good look for Jesse. I just have to point out one thing, please. Everybody go back to the episode freeze frame. I would not have freeze framed, but somebody online did this on social media. Carl's sandals. I wish I could say shoes. As if his pirate outfit wasn't enough. I beg of you, please, people, go back, look at his footwear. It is
It's funny.
Crazy looking.
1,000,000% a woven rope ladies summer sandal.
No way.
Yes,
I-
it
really?
is horrifying. Carl, like, what is happening? The white jean, the tight white.
Oh
Now
my
we've
God.
moved on to this crazy footwear. Like, please.
Oh my God. I have to go look.
Can we talk about the girl he was hitting on, Lil, who was into magic? She brought a deck of cards with her.
No,
She did not know how to use them.
She doesn't know magic yet.
She didn't know how to use them, but she walks around with a deck of cards she can't use.
But
And
she
then-
walks around with a magic kit. It had a deck of cards in it. It's a full kit.
And I hate to tell you, she didn't strike me as sober. I'm like, somebody took some gummies before she got to that party. She was talking about crazy stuff.
And she takes a circus class, and it's like, ay, Carl.
Oh my God, Carl.
Oh, Carl.
And then her parents picked her up.
And his
I know.
gameplay.
He's like, hello. Hello,
I
Mr.
know.
and Mrs.
Can you imagine that even
So
like
odd. That was so strange.
I think the
odd.
producers also must have been like, "Oh, this is gold."
I mean-
They must have been like, "Get the parents in here."
Carl is like an old man. He's like an old man on that show.
I don't know what's happened to him. I mean, he was not like this in the early days of summer. He really wasn't.
Pathetic.
And the pirate costume wasn't helping. You know what I mean? The
No.
island and the pirate costume and the clogs. It was just a disaster.
And she was like, "You look like a lemur." And he was like, "Do you like lemurs?" He was like, "Do you like lemurs?" She's like, "Kind of." I was like, "Oh."
She's like, I like being on camera. So I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
like,
I like it.
I don't like
Anyway.
this lemur.
Anyway, crazy town. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, Cola, bring us home. I know you have a great hot take.
It's not a great hot take. It's just a hot take, and it just happened on
Okay.
Saturday.
I'm here for it.
And it's not even about me. How about that?
Wow.
It's a woman I saw at the gym, and I think she's a hero. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I'll tell you why. So I'm in the weight lift room. You know, I'm doing it was a weight day. You know, I'm not a cardio day. And I'm again winging it and lifting in the room. And I see this woman as I'm winging it through machine to machine, and she's like us. I wouldn't say, you're not gonna knock, you weren't gonna be like, wow, what does she do for her workout, And she has on her.
Holy, my God. Okay. Just clip. Bravo. Mother. Let us hope she is not a follower because she's
I'm not saying her name. I don't even know her name. She's wearing a heavy. I want to see heavy sweatshirt, sweatpants. Then, and I'm observing her because I'm like, I'm watching her. Just wasn't somebody catches your eye. I'm just kind of following her through the gym. And this caught my eye, and I was more than fascinated by it. Weighed herself with her sneakers on.
What?
You like that?
She is a hero.
She's a hero.
Hero?
I mean, when I
Hero.
go to the
I
doctor,
mean,
the rings come off. The rings come off.
you guys, I don't drink for 3 days before I get paid.
No.
I mean,
Okay, I'm going to fess up. You know what? There's something to be said about this, and I'll tell you what it is. If you have anything extraneous on and you weigh yourself, then you can start to play mind games.
you can.
And you
can
can
like
start
minus
to
5 pounds.
I have my pajamas on. I'm going to take 3 pounds off. You know what I
She
mean?
got on with a heavy sweatshirt.
Or a tissue.
Would you get on a scale with a heavy sweatshirt, sweatpants, and sneakers?
Shocking.
Only because then I would have said,
Stop it.
oh, okay, now I'm going to subtract 10 pounds. I mean, it's
By
like,
the way,
I thought to myself,
I
the
would not.
self-esteem on that woman. Good for you, I thought. Good for you.
Yeah.
Dolls,
that's true.
dolls, I have a different take on it. I don't know if she's a hero. I don't understand the psychology behind it. Like, you're in a public place. You clearly are not going to get a good weight with your all your
also the
clothes
middle of
and
the
your
day.
shoes. Why
That's
get
how she weighs That's how she weighs herself. She weighs herself with shoes on. She's a
No.
shoes on girl.
No,
She did it. She got on
No.
sneakers. And those sneakers are heavy.
that can't be.
That's heavy.
Heavy, very heavy.
I feel like going up to her and be like, take off 6 pounds. Give yourself a break.
That's what I'm
Give
saying.
yourself a break.
That's why I would do it, because then I would play mind games with myself and be like, well, I'm deducting 8 pounds. Wow. I am below my goal weight. Excellent. Meanwhile, my hokas weigh 1 ounce. You know what I mean? They're
By
like,
the way, sometimes I'm completely naked. I weigh myself. I'm like, I'm taking off 2 pounds because I drank a lot yesterday.
Me too. I always walk into the doctor going, I just had a glass of water.
I know. I'm like, I really drank myself to death yesterday.
okay, you're not gonna. You're not. The other morning, I weighed myself, and I had gone out for Japanese food the night before. I swear to God.
Add
We
3 pounds.
we were-
Add
we-
3 pounds.
we-
Absolutely. That's
We've
soy
been
sauce.
talking in the group chat about weight lately, like weighing ourselves. I'm not kidding. I literally was like, "Wow, that number." I'm like, "I'm deducting 3 pounds." I
Of
had
course you
very
did.
That's soy
salty
sauce. That does
food.
not count.
And I'm like, that is 3 pounds of soy sauce.
That's
Listen.
right.
Listen, skinny hotties, we were at 50. We gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Gotta go.
All right.
This is a fun one.
This was a fun
was a
one. I
fun
love
one.
you guys. This was
Love
awesome.
you, hotties.
Love you.
Next week, the show will be over. We'll know what happened. Finale.
That's right.
Talk about it.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Download, follow us.
Bye.
Be kind on TikTok. Bye.
Be
We'll
kind
look forward
your
to
elders. Be
Eat
kind to your
comment.
elders.
Bye.